Samsung may still be trying to make up for its debilitating hardware nightmare, but it has one distinctive advantage. It's launching its new flagship phone, the Galaxy S8, early enough in the year that it gets to help establish a new standard for what a 2017 premium smartphone should be.
What's up you guys, this is Freddy. Here are some of the key features of the Samsung Galaxy S8 that are likely to be talked about, tested and even copied over the next several months. I won't say for sure whether these are the best features of a phone because it haven't had a chance to use it for an extended period of time, but these are definitely the ones that make it stand out.
Infinity display. The Galaxy S8 has a 5.8-inch display crammed into what feels like a normal size phone with a barely there bezel. That alone is a feat for engineering. But the phone is also a thing of beauty to look at. It has a clean, unbranded face, a bright, fluid-looking display, and a mirror-like back.
One thing I have noticed about the display is its brazier aspect ratio, which might result in the pillar box 16:9 videos. Otherwise, Samsung has pulled off an optical magic trick. By the way, if you still want an actual pamphlet, there is a version that is a 6.2-inch display too.
Force touch.
Samsung isn't calling the Force Touch, that's the 3D Touch.
But this new S8 phone does incorporate a similar mechanism into the bottom of it, which means that when you press into the home button, it gives a haptic feedback in response.
Also, this phone doesn't have a physical home button. It does have a fingerprint scanner as well as a face scanning capacity, which I'll be getting too.
Better selfie camera. Samsung was uncategorizedly subdued when it came to the Galaxy S8 photo snapping capacity, but that might be because the biggest change was made to the front-facing camera, not the rear camera. The selfie camera now captures 8 megapixel photos with a f/1.7 lens and also has autofocus capacity.
In our benefits test of the front-facing camera, autofocus worked well and fast. So selfie lovers, you're welcome.
Samsung Galaxy S8 has a new facial recognition feature that lets you to unlock the phone just by looking into the front-facing camera. It's actually faster than using a fingerprint. Fast face scanning.
Authentication through facial recognition has been a feature on Android phones and laptops for years now, but this is the first implementation made by Samsung itself.
Bixby.
It's 2017 and Samsung has finally introduced its own virtual assistant, Bixby. Samsung is positioning it as a virtual assistant that's largely focusing on helping you to get stuff done on the phone itself.
You can set reminders, search through photo galleries, and cast your phone screen to your Wi-Fi connected TV, all by pressing a dedicated Bixby button and talking to it. It's now also able to identify physical objects out in the wild. Well, some of them at least. Less clear in how useful Bixby will be at pulling information from the web.
The big question then is whether Bixby will simply play nice with the Google Assistant that's already running on the Android phones, or whether this is going to turn into a death match at the expense of your access to helpful information.
DeX.
Using only your phone to power an entire desktop experience has long been the dream of business people who at some point in their lives had to carry big boxy ThinkPads around. But most attempts at that so far had been infinite. That's where Samsung DeX comes in short for desktop experience.
DeX is a plastic bowl-like stand with a USB Type-C plug, a couple of ports and a fan. It supports the Galaxy S8 and effectively gives you a PC-like mobile desktop on a display. 3.5 mm.
Not being hyperbolic when I say the lack of 3.mm headphone jack is still one of the only reasons I haven't updated to another phone. So I appreciate that a manufacturer like Samsung can try to move the needle forward in all kinds of ways.
No more bezel. Goodbye home button. And yet still keeps that little hole in the bottom of its phone.
Okay, the one fact the phone supports Bluetooth 5.0 is more notable, but in my humble opinion, the 3.5 mm headphone jack is still one of the most welcome features of the Galaxy S8.
Non-exploding battery.
Let me say this loud and clear, I hope.
Samsung says it has learned from its fiery phone saga. Samsung says it has learned from its fiery phone saga and that it has implemented an 8-step battery checkup process. And for what it's worth, the S8, it appears to have taken a more conservative approach based on milliamps alone.
This is another one of those things we can't fully access until we use the phone for a good period of time. But this is just performance like it's supposed to. And if it doesn't burst into flames, then it's a win for Samsung. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, do hit a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because this is the only way to help my channel to grow. So I'll see you all guys in the next video.